So I was going to be done recording videos for the day. And oh my goodness, I started nerding out with the Detroit Pistons salary cap. And I think we're going to talk about this. And I'm going to talk about what this title means in a second. But here's kind of how I got to this point and what I think has happened right now. There's not a lot of views going on Pistons videos in this moment, and it's understandable. They just went 17 and 65 or something like that. I get that, but I think we're forgetting something. I think we're forgetting that we have Cade Cunningham. I think we're forgetting that. I mean, he's coming back. That's a number one overall pick coming back. We have Jaden Ivey, who is extremely better. We have an equal shot at the number one pick, and we have a top 5 pick, no matter what. But there's something nobody's talking about. So let's go ahead and let's look at what our salary cap looks like this year. So this is the upcoming 23-24 year. Our highest paid player is Bojan Bogdanovic, rightfully so. Bagley sits at 12.5, Wiseman at 12, Cade Cunningham at 11, Alec Burks at 10.5. Now, notice that's in red. I'll talk about that in a minute. Ivy, Hayes, Stewart, Duran, and then you have Amarui and Livers here at the bottom. Now, these numbers that you see in red, I'm going to nerd out with you for a second. Let me nerd out, okay? Our players that have a club option. In other words, what that means is we can retain them if we want to, but we don't have to. So we have roughly $14.5 million in a club option. Okay. So that's $14.5 million. You have a dead cap of Dwayne Dedmon. Yep, that's still sitting there of $2.8 million. Then you have your cap holds. You have your cap holds. Hamidou Diallo, $10 million. Corey Joseph, Rodney Magruder, and Roden at 6.7, 2, and 1.8 roughly. Okay, so what does this all mean? What does this mean? What it means is that the Detroit Pistons lineup with all those numbers combined, the cap holds, the club options, all of that combined equals $120 million. $120 million. The projected cap is going to be about 138 or 139. 134 it says right here, which means that we have current cap space of a little over 14 million. Now, you've been seeing these numbers float around out there that the Pistons have a projected 20 million in cap space. How did they get to that? How did they get to that? Well, here's the deal. If you get rid of your cap projections of, about 14.5 million here, your club options, if we don't bring back Burks, Amarui, or Livers, which, by the way, we're going to bring back Livers. I just want to make that clear. And we don't use that hold on Diallo, Joseph, Magruder, Roden, which we probably won't use that on any of them. We'll just let them go be free agents and try and bring them back. If you get rid of everyone, our number left is $47 million. I can't get it. There you go. $47 million. That can be a max contract. 49 just on a couple of other things. That is absolutely nuts. Everybody, that is so much money. So what does that mean? We know that Detroit isn't this huge free agent destination. It doesn't have to be. We have Cade Cunningham. We have Jaden Ivey. We've got Duran, who's rapidly improving. We already have Bojan Bogdanovic, who's a phenomenal role player and has proven that he can be even a little bit more than a role player. Like, he's just good. He's really good. We have all these pieces, and now we can bring in 2, 3, 4 guys at $10 to $15 million contracts if we want to. Guys that are veteran leaders that can be good players. Think about how good Alec Burks was for us this year. Like, think about how good Bogdanovic was for us this year. Get 2 or 3 more of them. You put them next to Cade. You put them next to Ivy. You put them next to Victor Wembanyama. Are you kidding me? Like, all of a sudden, this team is super exciting. not only are they super exciting, but they have the youth movement coming in, but they also have players that know how to win now. You have a team that can be playing and pushing for the play-in position or just the 6th seed. Let's not mess around with this, but definitely playing this upcoming year, and then the following year after that should be a legit contender. They should be. We are at that point. Pistons fans, I understand it took longer than you wanted, but look to your neighbors, the Detroit Lions. We thought the rebuild was going to take forever. All right. Year 2, we were 9-8. Year 3, we expect huge things. Next year is the Pistons 9-8 year. Next year is the Pistons 42-40 year. That's what next year is for them. It's that right around 500 year. That's what it can be if we use this correctly. I'm not thinking we go out and get, a max contract player. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But maybe. Maybe. So I think about these things, and I have to wonder, and I have to just be like, hey, maybe this is something that could absolutely happen. And so you need to be excited about the potential at the number 1 overall pick. You need to be excited about the potential of a new head coach. You need to be really excited about the potential of $47 million and probably at least $30 million. Because when I look at those players, sure, you're probably going to keep Burks around because of the way he played for you. You might rework the contract. No, you're not. You're going to either keep him or you're not. But you want to keep Burks around, and you want to keep Livers around. Other than that, they're all expendable. Diallo, I get it. But let's see what we can do with that in the free agent market, okay? There are a lot of good players. So here we are. We're going to continue talking to y'all about the Detroit Pistons. You got the lottery coming up in May. I think it's middle May, and then you have the draft in June. There's a lot that's going to be happening in the next 2.5 months in the offseason while the playoffs are going on. And then we get to enjoy watching the playoffs too. Let's talk playoff basketball as well. It's kind of fun to see that stuff. So anyways, I was done. I was done filming. As you can tell, the lighting's a little different. It's dark out here. And I just was nerding out on the salary cap. I love this stuff. And the NBA salary cap's really easy to understand, guaranteed money, all that good stuff. So, yeah, Pistons. This is the time, and they need to spend this money on the free agents because pretty soon they're going to have to start paying their own. So if they're going to get good, that's when Gores is going to have to put up or shut up. And when I say put up, I mean write the checks, because it's going to get expensive as this team gets better. All right, let me know what you think. Who's a free agent that you want to go after? Who do you want to go after? Let me know in the comments. That'll show me that you watched the whole thing. And we'll see you. I'm sure we'll do the NBA draft live and all that kind of stuff, but we'll keep talking until then. Go Pistons.